Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back with my week three um, predictions and game picks. Um, if you're familiar with my channel, you know my name is Mike. This is the Rabbit Hole, where we kind of discuss weekly football picks and everything. I seem to have lost my. I seem to have lost my marker because this is how we're gonna do it today. I got all the games written down, and I'm gonna write them. Um, I got I got written them all down. The ones, all the games today and tomorrow, and then I'm gonna pick which ones I want, and then I'm gonna put them on the dry erase board here. Um, Today I got my Steelers championship Super Bowl hoodie on today. Um, excuse me. It's a very rainy, overcast day. You know, obviously this hurricane storm's coming through, and we're getting not the whole storm, but the remnants of it in Philadelphia. Um, ooh, sorry. Um, but let's get on with the games today. Um, See if I can put me and the board in the shot. Whoops. Okay. Let's start with. Well, let me start by saying, um, if you're not familiar with my channel or new or whatnot, um, I picked 5 or 6 teams this year that I will be keeping my eye on. One is Philadelphia, since I'm from Philadelphia. Um, next was next are the Jaguars, because I've always had a soft spot in my heart for the Jaguars. If you're not familiar with my channel, I'll tell you why. Because they came in the league along with Carolina back in '95, and I liked them back then as well. But I really became a watcher or a fan of them, obviously, when Trevor Lawrence came to the team, and also when I noticed that my daughter's elementary school mascot, or you know school, were the Jaguars. So you kind of you got to have a soft spot in your heart for that. I also, in the beginning of the season, I thought I'll follow the Jets, only because of the defense, and at the time they had Aaron Rodgers. So now it's kind of like I don't know what to do, but I'll still keep an eye on them because I still want to see how they do. Maybe their defense will keep them up to par, I guess. Then, of course, the Lions, as I wear a Bears hat, you know. But there's a disclaimer with this all this. I'm a football fan first, but I do like all the teams. Um, so if that's a violation, I really don't care. I do me. Uh, the Bears, because Justin Fields, and let's talk about him for a minute. I don't know what. I just hope he does well this season. I think they'll have kind of a bounce back, but honestly, I don't know what they are right now. And I also I'm a Bears fan because that's my daughter's first ever favorite football team, because obviously the Bears, and you know, I guess she saw the mascot dancing in my Madden game. I don't know. She was really young when she got into football. So, and then Miami, because I want to see how Tua will actually bounce back from his concussions and his just the way he plays, and maybe that team will, take the division. Um, so let's get started on the games today. I wrote them all down, but I'm not gonna like go through them all. Um, Lions versus Atlanta. I am. Let's see. Let me just. My week 3 picks. Um. Well, I'll put the camera closer to the board once I'm done. I'm gonna go Lions. Okay, over Atlanta. Um, I'm going Jets over Patriots. Well, let's start with these two teams right now so we don't lose track. I'm going to go Lions over Atlanta because honestly, what Detroit showed us late last season, and then they got all the hype, and then um, they were against the Super Bowl champions in the first game of the year that Thursday night and won. I think they're gonna turn it around this year, and they're not gonna be the same old Lions. The Jets, for obvious reasons, like I said in earlier, that's just kind of a keep an eye on the sky kind of thing. Uh, let's see. Uh, Cowboys versus the Cardinals. Look, I think that the Cowboys defense is very legit. The Diggs injury will kind of take them down just a little bit, but I would think the Micah Parsons, you know, factor will be a great asset. Plus, they're playing the Cardinals, who are kind of tanking because they're a dumpster fire. And honestly, the Cowboys' true test will be in Week 5 when they play San Francisco. Because obviously the three, um, teams out of the NFC conference, obviously, the Cowboys, the Niners, and the Eagles. Um, so the Cowboys' true test won't be until Week 5. So I'm going with the Cowboys in that game. Let's see. Pittsburgh and Vegas. I'm going Pittsburgh. I do like I said, I'm a fan of all teams. I like the Raiders, but I don't give them much of a chance. The way that the Pittsburgh defense has been playing. Um, and then Philadelphia Buccaneers Monday night. I'm going Philadelphia, no doubt. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the Eagles don't need help on either side of the ball. They do. But my main concern is Jalen Hurts in terms of his play because eventually the league is going to catch up with him. And I think that the league has caught up with him just a little bit. But they just got to tweak a few things here and there. And I will say this, yes, I'm from Philly. Yes, I root for the Eagles, but I'm not a homer. I'm not going to be one of those people who waves the pom poms like, oh, it's football season and give me an ESG, Eagles chance and all that. I'm more reserved kind of thing. So I'm going with the Eagles on Monday. Rams in Cincinnati. Cincinnati, they are what, 0-2. I truly believe that the I'm trying to think, was there? Okay, yeah, the Rams in Cincinnati. Without Joe Burrow, I think they rushed him back too quick, and now they're kind of like they forced him back. Now he has a calf injury, which can lead to an Achilles, which can end his season and or career. So I don't know. I'm not a so I say leave, kind of rest him maybe for at least maybe, let's see, it's only week 3. I say for the next couple of weeks, and maybe be kind of thinking tank. I don't know, maybe, but they're gonna take a lot of steps back. So I'm gonna go with the Rams on this game here, knowing they're not doing too well as either. Um, the Vikings Chargers. Honestly, both are 0-2. I consider this the wrestling mentality, which is um, if you lose, your career is over, which means basically you lose, you're out, and you're done. But since I have to pick a team, I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna be bold and go um, Vikings on this one. So let's see. So far, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. Um, then Jaguars, Texans. Obviously, from what I said earlier in this video, I'm going Jaguars. I'm going Jaguars. Honestly, that's a division game, and um, yes, I think the Texans are um looking upward in terms of their team and their defense, but with um D'Amico Ryans as their head coach and former Texan and player, I think that they'll take one step forward where they won't actually be the laughing stock of the division. Um, so I'm going Jaguars. Now Denver and Miami. Honestly, I think um, obviously I'm gonna go due to my um, teams to watch for this year. I guess I'll go Miami, but I also, as much as Denver isn't doing too good, you know, um, Sean Payton is, you know, kind of turning them around from what I saw from the, you know, last week's game. That was a fantastic finish, but they just couldn't. I mean, that last Hail Mary and was great, and it was just one of those the a game of inches. They got lucky, kind of thing. The only thing that they didn't do at the end was to get that 2 point conversion, which would have made the game more better. But I was on actually on my feet, and like I'll be honest, when that Hail Mary actually worked out for Denver, I actually jumped out of my chair, and it was one of those nail biting situations. But obviously, since I got to pick a team, I'm gonna go. See who are they playing? Okay, they're playing Miami. I'm gonna go Miami on this one. Let's see. I'm gonna go. I'm going Miami, but hoping for a good game. If it goes anything like last week's Denver game went, in terms of maybe a miracle. But also, I think Russell Wilson, honestly, he was a Hall of Fame player. Obviously, he had the numbers. He had the team with the Legion of Boom and Marshawn Lynch. He wide receivers, the whole thing. That Super Bowl run, and then I think Seattle was seeing something in him that they didn't want anymore, and that he was kind of washed. Um, so I think after this season, if he continues to stay with Denver, his Hall of Fame status kind of went down, and maybe he doesn't get in. Um, but the two Super Bowls, like I've said in previous videos for years, the two Super Bowls that really still grind my gears is obviously the 28-3 Atlanta versus the Patriots, and of course Patriots versus Seattle, where they didn't run Marshawn Lynch and they threw that pick. I think that moment right there when they didn't run Marshawn Lynch and that interception, kind of, that was the beginning of the end of that whole Russell Wilson at Seattle, and then of course Marshawn Lynch leaves. That defense broke up, by free agency or they just wanted to leave. I still believe that scenario in terms of what broke that team up. So I'm going Miami in that game, and then Buffalo, Washington. Um, Honestly, I'm gonna go Washington because Buffalo. Honestly, it all comes back to their quarterback. If Josh Allen keeps doing what he's doing, he's gonna have a short career in the NFL, and he'll have to learn how to slide or not take stupid risks like, oh, I have a 3rd and 1 and I'm gonna run it for 7 yards and then do a helicopter flip and not go feet first and slide. I think if the Bills actually take a step back, I think Josh Allen will be the problem. Plus, I like what Washington is doing this year with their offense just a little, and then of course Eric the Enemy leaving Kansas City, going to Washington. I think he has that defense at a legit pace right now where they can grow. And then of course, obviously, him leaving Kansas City kind of took Kansas City back a step because don't get me wrong, Kansas City's a great team and they have all their players and they're defending champions. But if you notice, even with Kelsey and Chris Jones, did they wind up winning that game? Yes. Like I've always said, Washington. Uh, the Jaguars actually had a chance to win, so the Jaguars kind of shot themselves in the foot with that. But Kansas City also had a chance to win. They did win, but they also had a chance to lose too. They were throwing that game away as well. So, I'm going to go Washington versus Buffalo, and then Chicago versus Kansas City. Due to what I said just now with Kansas City and what I said about Chicago earlier in my video, I'm not going to repeat my words. I really don't like doing that. I'm actually going to... honestly, I'm not going to pick on this game. I'm just going to put it down as a pick 'em, I guess. So, Chicago, Kansas City, pick. I'm just going to use that as a coin flip. So, if I can just turn that around. Okay, let me just flip the camera around and we will show my picks close up.